So good afternoon, students. It's very happy to see you, or happy to meet you to teach like this. Okay. So in spite of the situation, our school has opened a new way to meet you. Okay. So this year we are going to see this computer science. These are all the chapters. Okay, you can see that there are 13 chapters in here. So the first chapter is problem solving, second is artificial intelligence, and the third chapter is programming language. Okay, so this whole from third chapter to 11th chapter you will be having uh, C programming language. Okay, so fully C programming language. If you concentrate, this is the basic concept of all programming language. So if you want to be a coder, or if you want to be a software developer, then you must be having some basic ideas about programming. Okay, so this C language will be a basic programming language which helps you to uh, move towards other high level programming language like Python, Java, Android programming. So everything will comes under this basic programming. Okay, so please try to concentrate it. Uh, so first chapter is problem solving techniques. So as the title itself says here, so what is the problem? What is the problem that we face today? Okay, so how can the computer can a computer can solve these kinds of problem? Okay, so and what are the techniques used in solving the problem? Okay, say for example, there is a problem a few years back. Okay, you would not be may know. Okay, so in the year 2000, there is a big problem arised in all the airline ticket booking, hotel reservation booking, and you can see that it is to very tough to reserve a, 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 a airline ticket or a bus ticket. Okay, so why do that problem arise? Okay, so year 2000 is number 2000. Okay, so the computer get confused whether to uh, do the year 2000 or the only the number. Okay, 00. Okay, start from the year 1999. It get confused to move on to the next year, which is 2000. It get confused whether to move on to 2000 or 00. Start from the new year as 00. Okay, so these kinds of problem arise every day in our basic life. Okay, say for example, in our metro station. Okay, so in Chennai itself it's happened one time. Okay, so in the testing phase of Chennai metro station, the train has started without a driver on its own. Okay, so what is the problem there? Okay, so the software that is uh, installed on the train has been coded in such a way that all the doors of the train has closed. Then the train will start to move. Okay, so what happened there? A driver started the train, but some due to some fault in the door, the train doesn't start. Okay, so personally he left the driver's room or driver's compartment from there and take a look at it. Okay, at where the door is jammed. Okay, so he found that some kind of metal is been stucking in the way of door closer. So he pulled it, so the door automatically closed and the train was started to move. Okay, without the driver. Okay, so this kinds of problem will occur in our day-to-day life. Okay, so how we are going to use computers, okay, use computers to solve these kinds of problems. So this is the chapter here. So you can see that uh, in modern world, people depend on computers for all kinds of work. Any work given to the computer needs systematic planning and thinking. So the computer cannot think or solve problem on its own, so we have to follow certain steps to solve the problem. Okay, so computers, but now you can see that artificial intelligence is there. So artificial intelligence can think on its own and solve the problem. Say for example, this Tesla car, okay, automatic driverless car, okay, you would have seen it, okay. So this automatic Tesla cars, uh, is it's solving so many problems there. Okay, say for example, if the car is moving in a straight direction, the road turns, then the system which is inside the car must take a decision whether to turn or to stop or to slow down or to intimate to the driver. So these kinds of decision must be taken in a very short duration of time to perform the task. Okay, so this is artificial intelligence. But here we are talking about normal computers. Normal computers do not have this thinking ability. Okay, so you have to give them the respective instruction. Okay, so a computer cannot think on its own or solve problem on its own. Okay, you have to give the step by step process to it. So what are the steps to solve the problem? Okay, good problem solving skills includes. Okay, so these are all the top good practices that are kept, um, and that are kept here to solve a problem. Okay, so the first thing is developing creative and innovative solution. Okay, so uh, even in your max program or max problem also, one would have do it in a very short way or in a very efficient way, but another student can do the same problem in a very different way. Okay, so you have to find the most creative and innovative way to solve a problem. Okay, so developing practical solution. Okay, so someone can produce a theoretical solution for it, but by doing that theoretical solution, it may end up in creating another one new problem. Okay, so you have to create a very practical way. Okay, so that the problem should have been solved in a easy way. Okay, uh, showing independence and initiative in identifying problem and solving them. Okay, so if you want to solve a problem, you have to show an independent and initiative in identifying problem and solving them. Okay, so you have to first identify the problem. Okay, so what is the problem, what is the problem arised? Okay, where is the problem is being created? So these kinds of identifying the problem is the must. Okay, so after that you have to find the solution, and then you have to implement the solution. Then your implemented solution must be a good one to reach the core problem. Okay, so this is the independent. Okay, showing independent. Okay, so your problem solution must be independent of something. Okay, so it should not depend on any other thing to solve the problem. Okay, next is applying applying a range of strategies to solve problem solving. So you have to create so many strategies. Okay, so what kind of strategy you use? Okay, say for example, if a student is not reading well, Say for example, there are 10 students in a class, they are not reading well. Okay, you cannot able to post them the same procedure to make them read. Okay, so each individual student will have a different kind of mentality, or each student will be having a separate or different kinds of reading habits. Okay, so likewise, each problem will has to be addressed in a different way. So applying problem solving strategy across ranges of area. Okay, so your problem may be occurred in a occur in some area, like for say for example, your problem arised in a railway station, but your problem, your solution is addressed in the in some other place where the problem is not there. Okay, your then it is a very obvious one, very, and it will not solve the problem as efficient as possible. Okay, so your solution must address the core problem. Okay, the core problem. So you have applying the problem solving strategy across the range of area. Okay, so you can see that so many person can affect due to that problem. Okay, say for example, you can see that uh, our government is facing a lot of trouble in containing this coronavirus. Okay, so this you can see that uh, the Chennai has been affected in a very drastic way. But if the government has steps to contain the coronavirus, and they are implementing the steps in the Kanyakumari, then it is a very obvious one. Okay, so you have to apply that steps in the place where it is affected. Okay, so that's the point, the last point. Okay, so next is steps involved. Okay, steps in problem solving process. Okay, the first one is identifying the problem, exploring the problem, set goals to the problem, look at alternatives, select, implement, and evaluate. Okay, so first one is identify the problem. Okay, first of all, you have to identify the problem and explore the problem. So you have to find in which area where the problem has been created, who are all affected by this problem, and this kind of evaluation or research must be done on this exploration stage. Okay, so then the third stage is set goals. Okay, you have to set goal in such a way that you have to complete this problem solving in 3 months or in 2 months, or you have to do it in a single day. Okay, so you have to set the goal. Okay, next is look at alternatives. Okay, so what are all the alternatives way? Okay, so you can see that recently our Tamil Nadu district in Tanjore is drastically being affected by a cyclone. Okay, so all the cyclone is affected, and the entire district, Tanjore district, was not able to communicate with other with other things. Okay, other districts. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, so you can see that you have to explore what are all the parts of Tanjore district is affected by this communication cutoff, or what are all the parts of the Tanjore district the cyclone has been affected. Okay, you have to explore it, and then you have to set goal. Okay, uh, before 6 months or before 3 months, you have to restore the life of the person who are all living in Tanjore district. Okay, so next is look into the alternatives. Okay, so what are all the alternative way to restore in a very quick manner. Okay, so the government can get tie up with the private parties or with the non-governmental organizations, and so many persons involved in the project and to complete the uh, complete the restoration in a very quick way. So next is select. Okay, so there may be thousands of solutions. Okay, you have to select any one or two solutions in such a way that it must quickly address the problem. Okay, next is implementation. After selecting the solution, you have to implement it. You have to start implement it and finish it at the given time. After that, the next step, which is evaluating. Okay, so you have to evaluate whether all the district peoples are been have been back to the normal life. Okay, so you have to evaluate. So if not, you have to do the work again. Okay, you have to start from the beginning, like identifying the problem and exploring it, and so you have to repeat again and again. So that's why it's given in a cyclic way. Okay. So you can see that the next topic is algorithm. So you can see that why do they keep this algorithm in your uh, topic? Okay, which means that what is the relationship between algorithm and problem solving techniques? Okay, so algorithms has a starting and ending point at, as well as clear step by step instruction in each line, which helps to solve the problem. Okay, so if you want to solve the problem, you can see that algorithm will give you a step by step process, as we can see that identifying, exploring, and select set goals, look into alternatives. So these are all the steps. Okay, so an algorithm can be a step by step process. Okay, where to start and where to end, and what are the action that has to be taken. So these kinds of step by step process is being involved in this algorithm. Okay, so algorithm are an essential way to process computer data. Okay, so many computer program contains algorithm that detail the specific instruction a computer should perform in a specific order. So to carry out a uh, to carry out a specific task. Okay, say for example, you can see that a car manufacturing company is there. Okay, so the car manufacturing company has a stock room. Okay, your this month target is 500 100 cars unit. Okay, so 100 car must be manufactured this month. Okay, so to produce 100 cars, there must be 500 tires. Okay, say for example, four wheels and one spare wheel. Okay, so 500 tires must be there in the stock room. Okay, so the stock manager will check whether 500 tires will be is there uh, in our stock room or not. Okay, if not, he will be ordering the tires from the tire manufacturing company. Okay, if 500 tires is there, then he will be transferring the 500 tires from stock room to the assembly room. Okay, so here two kinds of action is being taken here. Okay, if tires is not present in the stock room, then the stock manager will order it. Okay, so if if it is present, then he will be transferring the 500 tires to the assembly room. Okay, so uh, this algorithm can help you to create a software in such a way that uh, it will automatically order. Okay, it will automatically order the tires if the if the required amount of tires is not present, or else if the tires are there in the ordering in the stock room, then it must transfer on its own. Okay, so this is this way of efficient step by step process can be evaluated by using this algorithm. So the word is derived from the name of Arab mathematician Abu Jafar Ahmad Ahmad Ibu Muhammad Ibn Murul al Kazomi. Okay, so it's a very big name. It's a very big name. So you can see that this Arab mathematician, his name is been who was a part of a royal court in Baghdad. Uh, the last part of the his name, Al Al-Qasomi was modified as algorithm. Okay, so this the the mathematician name, the last part of the name was modified as algorithm. Okay, so the next topic is an algorithm is a sequence of unambiguous instruction for solving a problem, that is for obtaining a required output for a legitimate input in a finite amount of time. Okay, so your algorithm your algorithm must be a sequential instruction. Okay, it must be a sequential way. Say for example, the stock must be checked whether um, it is having 500 tires or not. Okay, so this is the first step. So if the stock is having 500 tires, then transfer 500 tires to the assembly line. If not, order the remaining tires. Okay, so these are all the steps that are created. So these steps which we create is known as algorithm. Okay, so it should not have any complexity in it, or complex statement should not be there. Okay, just by reading a simple sentence you can understand what is the process that is going on. So that is unambiguous. So your algorithm must be very sequential and unambiguous to solve the problem. Okay, instruction for solving the problem, that is for obtaining required output for an legitimate input for in a finite amount of time. Okay, so your output is must be produced in a very quick uh, amount of time. Okay, it should not take so many time. Okay, so that's the process of algorithm. So next is flowchart. Flowchart is also uh, a way to represent a problem. Okay, so way to represent an algorithm. Okay, so it's a pictorial representation, we'll see that. So a flowchart is a diagram that uses graphical graphic symbols to depict the nature and flow of the steps in the process. Okay, so the flowchart is a it is a pictorial representation of a computational path, and computational path is called flowchart. Okay, so you can just draw a diagram in such a way that what are all the processes done here. Okay, so this just by seeing the diagram itself you can just note it down that this process is going on here. Okay, so it's like uh, doing a job. Okay, it's like doing a job. By just by seeing the picture you can see that some kind of action is going on there. Okay, so you have to watch out for it. Okay, so that's the flow chart here. Okay, so the advantages of flowchart. Okay, so they are precise. Okay, they represent our thoughts exactly. It is easy to understand small flowchart. Okay, so these kinds of flowchart, it is very precise, and it represents our thought very quickly, very exactly, and it is very easy to understand. Okay, it is very easy to understand just by seeing the flowchart. You can just understand the problem and the solution for it. Okay, so with this we'll finish the class today. We'll see the rest of the things in the next class. Stay safe. Don't go outside unnecessarily. If you go outside, wear the mask. Okay, so since you are having uh, online classes or WhatsApp classes, have a have a tendency of using eye exercise. Okay, so rolling your eyes frequently and washing your eyes frequently is a very important one here. So uh, so please take care of your eyes. Okay, so thank you, students.